Everyone thinks this ice covers a frozen desert. The ice is only the roof, a hidden ecosystem teeming with life, of an entire vibrant and living world under the ice. And the deeper we go into this silent abyss, the stranger and more mysterious that world becomes. This isn't one ocean. It is many worlds, stacked on top of each other. Every layer has its own light and its own unique creatures. Deep down in the abyss, it guards its own secrets. Let us start this journey at the very top, where the ice meets the sea. Below lies a world of vertical ecosystems. From above, this looks like solid ice. From below, it controls everything. A few centimeters of snow blocks the sunlight below. Move beyond it, and life returns. This ceiling never stays still. It bends, breaks, and reshapes the world beneath it. When the ice separates, a window opens. Light enters, oxygen moves, and predators arrive. For this seal, the ice is both shelter and a locked door. One opening means survival. And the ice isn't completely solid. Inside it, thousands of liquid channels remain open. Cracks carry more than light. They move gases, nutrients, and living cells into the ocean. To us, this looks random. To the animals below, it is a map of survival. But there's something else beneath the ice. That brown layer? It isn't dirt, it's alive. From above, this looks like solid ice. From below, it controls everything. A few centimeters of snow blocks the sunlight below. Move beyond it, and life returns. This ceiling never stays still. It bends, breaks, and reshapes the world beneath it. When the ice separates, a window opens. Light enters, oxygen moves, and predators arrive. For this seal, the ice is both shelter and a locked door. One opening means survival. And the ice isn't completely solid. Inside it, thousands of liquid channels remain open. Cracks carry more than light. They move gases, nutrients, and living cells into the ocean. To us, this looks random. To the animals below, it is a map of survival. But there's something else beneath the ice. That brown layer? It isn't dirt, it's alive. That brown layer isn't dirt, it's millions of living organisms. This frozen ceiling is covered by life, a forest growing upside down. Using only sunlight, these tiny cells create the energy that feeds the Arctic Ocean. Someone is already eating this forest. Tiny crustaceans harvest it every minute. It looks empty, but every drop of water, algae, is crowded with life. Then come the fish, not for the algae, but for everything feeding on it. Tiny plants feed tiny animals. Tiny animals feed fish. And the chain keeps growing. When sunlight changes, the entire forest responds. Every creature follows the light. But this forest is only the beginning. Something much larger is gathering below. This is where tiny life becomes something enormous. Thousands of fish moving as one. They are following a cloud, not of dust, of food. Billions of tiny animals. One fish eats dozens. One school eats millions. This is how energy moves upward. But feeding alone is dangerous. The school hides every fish inside the crowd. Watch closely. No fish stays outside for long. The entire school protects itself by moving. Something is coming. The school becomes smaller, faster, and harder to break apart. The seal doesn't chase every fish. She breaks the formation, then targets one mistake. The school escapes the ice. But deeper water has different hunters and fewer places to hide. This isn't open water. It's a maze, and every wall changes the hunt. Light reveals food, but it also reveals everything eating it. The seal doesn't need to disappear. She only needs the right shadow. Currents squeeze through ice. Food and fish collect. And predators know exactly where to wait. The attack comes from above. In this maze, danger has no single direction. The safest path can become the worst one. A narrow escape route is also a funnel. She doesn't need the whole school, only one fish, 1 second too late. But the hunter has a weakness. She must surface. Every hunt is limited by air. The ice maze ends here. Below, another traffic system wakes up, moving every night. The ice ends here, ending the seal's hunt. Yet, the deep ocean below is far from empty. Every day, an invisible highway opens. Millions of marine animals begin their massive journey upward. Following food falling from above, the darkness temporarily transforms into a bustling, rich feeding ground. This massive movement happens across entire oceans, a colossal migration that most humans never witness. Down here, light is nearly gone. Large eyes capture remnants, while tiny biological lights hide them. These lights erase their shadows, camouflaging their silver bodies against the faint sky above. Other creatures survive by casting no shadow at all. Their completely transparent bodies make them invisible. But every highway attracts predators. This vertical migration brings vital food upward, along with deadly danger. When daylight returns, the highway reverses. They descend into deep darkness, where eyes lose their power. This is the point where sunlight ends forever. Everything below creates its own rules. The darkness isn't empty. It's filled with living stars. Here, light becomes language. One flash can mean food or danger. Not every animal needs to see. Some feel movement long before anything appears. And then, something enormous arrives. It doesn't chase, it simply appears. In the deep, speed isn't everything. Patience is the real weapon. Some Greenland sharks may outlive centuries. They were already alive before modern nations existed. Even here, life depends on something falling from worlds far above. But even this isn't the end. The ocean floor is still waiting. The shark disappears, but food keeps falling. A silent storm that never stops. This is not frozen snow. It is dead plankton, waste, and fragments of life. Nothing is wasted here. Bacteria act first, breaking falling fragments into thousands of meals. Some animals do not wait. They board the food while it is still falling. Not every particle falls equally. Dense pellets sink faster, carrying energy deep down. One tiny animal builds a feeding net. When useless, it falls loaded with food. What looks like waste becomes a moving feast, feeding an entire deep-sea crowd. But most of this snow never reaches the bottom. It is recycled on the way. A few fragments survive. When one finally reaches the floor, a world wakes up. The particle finally lands. And within seconds, the seafloor reacts. The first scavengers arrive fast. Every fragment matters, because the next meal may be far away. At first, the bottom looks empty. Look closer, and the whole landscape is moving. This animal eats the seafloor itself, removing organic material and leaving clean sediment behind. Activity doesn't stop at the surface. Worms tunnel below, moving oxygen deep into the mud. Then microbes finish the job. They turn dead material back into usable nutrients. Where rock breaks through, a different world appears. Sponges filter water while anemones wait. Even one small body can become an ecosystem. Food, shelter, and opportunity, all in one place. The seafloor records everything. Every trail, every burrow, every meal leaves a mark. This world survives because another exists above. From the ice to the deepest floor, everything is connected. The deep ocean and the frozen surface, bound in a single, continuous loop of life. Nothing here exists by itself. Every meal began somewhere above. Every night, millions move upward. Every morning, they return again. Fish eat the grazers. The grazers eat the algae. The algae capture the sunlight. One thin layer of ice feeds an ocean thousands of meters deep. From above, it still looks silent. But now you know, a living world exists beneath your feet. Far below, the ancient guardian continues its endless journey. Above the frozen ice, everything seems entirely quiet. But now you know, an entire living world is hidden beneath your feet.